What's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a great day. So, back last Sunday, I had the opportunity to go to the theater and check out the newest Matt Reeves film, The Batman. Matt Reeves' take on the Batman, called The Batman. And I actually do have quite a few things to say about it. And I want to go ahead and just say this. There was a lot of hype going into this film. So much hype ever since this movie was announced. Now, this film was initially supposed to be about Ben Affleck's Batman, and it was supposed to be a solo Batman movie written by Ben Affleck and directed by Ben Affleck. But that movie never happened. Even though I would have liked to have seen how that movie went, Matt Reeves kind of got the rights here and gave us his vision of Batman. Now, in the realm of Batman films, out of all like the Batman movies, even including the one from the 60s with Adam West, that was nowhere near as good as the TV show, might I add. The one movie in the realm of Batman films that is held in the highest regard would be the 2008 Christopher Nolan film, The Dark Knight. Now, when it comes to The Dark Knight, and just the entire trilogy, but mainly just The Dark Knight, very good movie. Very well shot, well edited, well acted, well written. But to me, those movies didn't ever really capture the atmosphere of Gotham City, and it didn't really feel like something out of a Batman comic. They felt more like if Batman existed in our world. Are like the real world. And they're good movies. I really like Batman Begins. I like The Dark Knight. I even really like The Dark Knight Rises. I like those movies. When I say that, people always take it the wrong way and they think that I don't like the Dark Knight trilogy. I do. It's a very good trilogy. But when it came, especially Gotham City in those films, Gotham City always looked really, what's the word? Bland. I guess bland's the way to put it. That's not the case in The Batman. This looks like something ripped out of the comics, and other Batman films have got it too. The Tim Burton films got Gotham right. Even the Joel Schumacher movies got Gotham right. And Batman v Superman had an awesome looking Gotham City. But this, to me, felt like a dirty, grimier Gotham City. And I want to go ahead and just tell you guys this. The Batman was a fantastic film. Just an absolute fantastic film. I loved it. It was a 3-hour movie that really didn't feel like a 3-hour film. It felt more like a two-hour film. And it's just, I thought it was paced very well. The story, it tells you the story of Batman and Commissioner Gordon trying to track down the sadistic serial killer known as the Riddler. And he makes a new friend, Selina Kyle, played amazingly by Zoe Kravitz. I don't know if Zoe Kravitz is the best Catwoman. I think I still got to give that to Michelle Pfeiffer. Even though I've never been the biggest fan of Catwoman, I've always found Catwoman to be kind of pointless. But Michelle Pfeiffer was always an entertaining Catwoman. But Zoe Kravitz played the serious Catwoman very well. I think she did a lot better of a job than Anne Hathaway did, which she was all right too. And well, all three of them do better than Halle Berry, which that whole movie wasn't Halle Berry's fault, but that's just me. I was not a fan of that movie. It's like I said, it's more of a noir detective film than it is a crime thriller. That I'm supposed to be directing that at The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is more of a crime thriller, where this is more of a noir detective movie. And it's done really well. I'm not spoiling anything. But even the fight choreography in this film is a lot better than the Dark Knight trilogy. That was always one of my biggest gripes with the Dark Knight trilogy, is the fight choreography. There was not much life to the fight choreography. There's a lot of amazing fight choreography in this movie. But the best performance in the film is actually a tie between Robert Pattinson's Batman and Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Now, the reason I think I liked Robert Pattinson as Batman is I liked, when it came to the Bruce Wayne side of things, a lot of people criticize saying he's very stoic and emotionless. I think it really fits his character. His character, given Batman's past, is a lot more believable here. He's just dead. He's just dead in the eyes. He is borderline suicidal. There's scenes in this movie where he'll just walk towards gunfire. Like, I just felt like his character was designed to do that, to give us this, given the context of everything, it's supposed to make us feel that he is borderline suicidal and just wants to die, doesn't want to continue existing. This Batman is basically just the personification of existential dread. It's just done very well. He doesn't understand why he's even alive at this point. That's just the kind of the vibe Robert Pattinson's Batman was giving me. But what I think I really liked about Batman in this movie is there are scenes where thugs will be out doing whatever, beating people up, stealing and whatnot, and then they'll all stop and look into the shadows, and you'll just hear footsteps. I mean, you see Batman emerge from the shadows. It's almost like a horror film. This feels like there's actually some horror elements to this movie involving Batman and involving the Riddler. But Colin Farrell did an amazing job as the Penguin. I didn't even, if I didn't already know that was Colin Farrell, I would have never been able to guess that it was Colin Farrell. But he just sinks into this role. He just transforms into the Penguin. I used to think that Danny DeVito was the best Penguin, but Colin Farrell may be even better to me. Colin Farrell just did such a amazing job as the Penguin. And I think I already spoke on Zoe Kravitz. I want to talk about Paul Dano as the Riddler. Now, Paul Dano is somebody that always plays a more psychotic, psychologically disturbed villain, like in Prisoners, and he was in that movie. Fuck it, I can't remember the name of it. It had Angelina Jolie in it. Fuck, I can't remember the name of that movie. But yeah, he always plays this psychologically disturbed person, and I think this might be him at his best. He always plays an antagonist. And I've always liked Paul Dano. And I'll always like Jim Carrey's Riddler. That's just a different version of the Riddler. This is a more frightening and more intimidating version of the Riddler. So I got to give credit to Paul Dano. John Tuttoro as Carmine Falcone. I like John Tuttoro. I quite enjoyed his performance as Carmine Falcone. John Tuttoro is really good at playing pieces of shit. And I gotta give thumbs up to John Tuttoro for that. And I've always liked John Tuttoro. And Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. This is the one time where I think that, even though Jeffrey Wright was good, I really enjoyed Jeffrey Wright's performance. I think that Gary Oldman might just edge out Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. I wish we would have got to see J.K. Simmons, Commissioner Gordon, a little bit more. But no, Gary Oldman, he looks like Commissioner Gordon. Gary Oldman is Commissioner Gordon. But Jeffrey Wright does do a good job. Just not better than Gary Oldman. But I really enjoyed the cinematography. I also really enjoyed the, like I said, just the atmosphere of this movie. This movie is just soaked in atmosphere. And the score. The score is what really helps the atmosphere. The score feels very bleak and dark, while feeling very buff and masculine, I guess is the way it sounds like a very manly score, but it's also very dark and bleak. I don't know how else really to describe it. You have to just go see it yourself. But I don't think I can consider this my favorite DC live action film, because I think my favorite will always be Superman Returns. I know. You can put your pitchforks and torches away, people. I liked Superman Returns, but this might be my favorite Batman film, or my favorite live-action Batman film, because Mask of the Phantasm might just be my favorite Batman film of all time. That's an animated film, but this might be my favorite live-action Batman film. I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to watch it a few more times. I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater and see it again. I think I'll wait for it to come out on DVD and I'll watch it again. But as far as cons are concerned, there's not really a lot about this movie I would change. I do think that the 3-hour runtime could be a little bit much for some people. To me, it didn't bother me. It didn't feel like 3 hours to me, but I did notice some complaints. Like people were coming out of the theater, it was too long. You know, you can just look that up on the computer. You can just type in Batman, and right under, when it's on the Wikipedia, or not on Wikipedia, on Google, it tells you the film title, and then it tells you right underneath what it's rated and how long it is. So it's not really that hard to go and do research. But yeah, that was just my thoughts on the new Batman film. Did you guys see it and enjoy it? Did you guys see it and not enjoy it? What did you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Oh. I want to go ahead and say I am going to be doing a Q&A. If you guys want to ask me some questions down in the comments, I will be happy to do a video and answer them. So if you like the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure if you have questions for me to ask them, because I will be doing a Q&A. And I'm out. Peace.